Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh boy. Welcome back, everybody. Today we are doing Nashville Season 4, Episode 5. Please help me, I'm fallen. I'm your host, Marisa Serafini. As you can tell, some people are missing today, but we have over here JJ Jurgens.
I can't.
If you guys are listening on iTunes, I highly suggest you go over to YouTube right now. And she is distraught. ABC Nashville, what are you doing to us? What are you doing to JJ? She can't even talk. She can't even host. How are we here? What happened? I don't even know where to start. JJ's still distraught. So, what? Jeff? Well, we're just going to get it right out of the way. What? Say what? There are no words.
Why?
No words
Why?
to talk about.
Why do they do this to me, Marisa?
I don't know, JJ.
I can't, people.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? You have no thoughts.
I couldn't even talk for like 10 minutes trying to get myself together before we came in here.
Oh, it was not pretty. Everyone, it was not pretty. Pens were thrown, paper pads were thrown all over the room. It was not a pretty sight.
I gotta say, I mean, they got me in the fact that I did not see this one coming, like, at all. Like, I figured we'd see less of Jeff throughout the season, you know, now that he was gonna get the CEO job and things were gonna be going well, and I knew we had another show going on. But to kill him? Why? No! I just can't. I can't take it. I can't.
The crap thing is, all we do is see him fall, saving Juliet's life.
Yeah.
But then it's the previews, not to jump ahead, but it's the previews that confirm his death.
Yeah. You know what? If they would have been really, really cruel, this could have been one of those weeks where they didn't do a trailer. Because since we have the CMA next week, the CMA Awards, it's not on. So if I would have had to sit there and wait for 2 weeks to find out whether he was dead or not, then I guess I would have been really, really mad. I mean, I pretty much hope you can't.
2 more weeks that you thought he was still alive.
I would have had hope at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wouldn't have been crushed and devastated.
That was very, very mean.
It was mean.
so
mean.
You're physically distraught. I've never seen you in such a state.
Oh, and I'm just so mad that we didn't get him in here for everybody before he got thrown off the building.
Darn it.
Juliet, and now I really, really have a bone to pick with Juliet.
Now she's killing off all the men.
Yeah.
What is she doing to them?
All right. I'll try to pull it together for the sake of tonight. But yeah, wow.
You know what? I didn't see that coming because you know what? In situations like that, fortunately, I haven't been in a situation where I had to save someone from falling off a roof. But you bear hug them. You don't like pull them off to the side and then throw yourself off the building. No, you bear hug them and pull them from behind them.
I did have a moment of thought when he was running towards her to stop of that, like, you know, how would you do that without, you know, either going off with them or because coming from behind like that, you know, it's hard.
She's
it's
a
like
little person.
Yeah.
He could have just grabbed her clothes and pulled her back. There's so many other ways to save her.
Yeah. It didn't work.
But alas, he fell. Please help me. Please help him. He's falling. And he fell.
And we should have known. Well, I guess we should have been clued in when we saw the title tonight too. But I mean, we knew she was on the edge. But
it's hard to tell from the title because a lot of times, you know, from past seasons, episode titles were like actually based off of songs, real country songs. And this is just like literal sense. Help him, he's falling. No one was there to help him.
Well, let's talk. He had a brief moment of happiness, and everybody bags on him for being mean all the time. But he was trying to step up and ask Layla
personal gain.
For that, yes. But I mean, he was trying to take his relationship with Layla to the next level and asking her to move in with him and separating himself from being the manager so that they could actually have a chance at a real relationship without crossing lines and stuff. So we got to give him a little credit for that.
Sure. But I really just don't like Jeff.
I know.
So
he's bad.
You're more distraught over his death, and I'm like, well, eventually had to come in.
You're like, karma bit him in the ass.
It did. It really did. So I'm like, yeah, it sucks for him, but in the end, he kind of deserved it.
Yeah. And I mean, and we did see, him pulling his Jeff strings, doing what he does best, manipulating the situation in order to make Juliet. Let's talk about her going crazy on the fan. He turns it, spins it for her.
The way that they're playing up Juliet, she is completely disintegrating and devolving in front of our eyes, and it's just like the serious, dramatic editing of all of her scenes. Close-ups of her drinking, of her doing drugs, her walking. I'm surprised she can even freaking walk. I mean, she's drinking so much.
And the pill combo.
It's just all this is so dramatic in her slow motion entrance. Like, she's obviously messed up and disoriented. It was to the point where aesthetically it just got unpleasing to watch. And I was like, okay, I get it. She's going crazy. She's losing it. They played it up a little too much.
Yeah, and exactly. And it was really drawn out when we knew we had her in the bathroom and she's got the bottle in there. So it's like, then all of a sudden she's out of the bathroom, and then it was tough to have that interaction between her and Jeff. And when she's still was just so you want me and come trying to get with him, and then his hurtful words to her.
That was just
a tough
sad
scene
on her part, because just how low she got again, to the point where she wants Jeff of all people. Like, girl, you can do so much better than Jeff.
Yeah, and then she gets even worse, and then we see her now feeling sad, and then texting, Avery and apologizing.
And then we did get a little bit of Glenn, and we see Avery and Glenn. And even Glenn was like, you have to just cut yourself off emotionally to Julia. And then when Julia texts Avery, and then he's like, all right, emotionally cut off. That was just bad timing.
Yeah, and it's hard too with
I find it hard to feel bad for Juliet.
Yeah, and I was just gonna
but
exactly.
I do feel bad because so many people want to help her. But again, and I believe I said it last week, you can't help someone who can't help themselves, or like who wants to help themselves. Even that's the first step, is you wanting to help your own self. She's not at that point.
Yeah, and as much as I didn't want to see Jeff die, I also didn't want to see Juliet die either, because I didn't want to see Avery now having to go through, those feelings and feeling, he probably would have felt guilty or felt,
that he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And he has no right to feel guilty.
No.
And I get it. He generally loves her, and granted, who doesn't love Juliet on some crazy messed up level. But he shouldn't have to feel bad and feel obligated to always be with her.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely the point where she's gotten herself. I mean, to where she's having those kind of thoughts and reacting that way. It's just also a very selfish position to put him in, and he's got to move on with his life and do what's best for him and the baby. And so I think Glenn, how they told him to handle her was correct. I think that is what he should have done at that point.
Yeah, and I think Glenn was in the right saying all that stuff. It was just unfortunate timing where Juliet really does need someone. Avery's like, nope, I'm done. Cutting you off.
Yeah. Sadly, I mean, that's what happened. I mean, I can speak from personal. I've had this in my family, and then the end has not been good. They've actually been the ones, but it's so it's like I've watched family members go through that kind of stuff, and when somebody is going through addiction and things like that, it's just
Yeah, but
it's hard. You can't take on their problems and demons, and they really do have to address it all themselves. Figure it out.
Sometimes
what an episode! There was so much down stuff tonight.
So much emotional battle. It's an emotionally disturbing episode.
It really was. I mean, we were trying to think about, okay, what are the positive things that we can come up with for this
hard.
evening? It was.
It took us a few minutes. We're like, maybe we could spin it in a positive light, but it's like even Layla. I mean, what did you think of her behavior towards Jeff? And like, just again with the jealousy and the little teenage girl. All he sees is like a teenage girl mentality. It's like, girl, you're like 20 something.
Yeah.
You're in a grown adult. You're in a grown adult industry. Why are you still jealous over Juliet?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I actually thought of all you guys during that part because I know I had been on the side that like, oh, I can kind of see them together now. But I think it really did show the age difference in that moment because she just immediately goes there, immediately like freaks out. And it was like he just came from one girl freaking out to another girl freaking out. It's like, where's the balance? And then as soon as he says, to move in, then she's just happy, fine. Oh yeah, okay, go be CEO. Yeah, do what you need to do. It was like such a little, twist.
That's what I put. I was like, complete 180.
Yeah.
She went from jealousy to happiness over Jeff. Like, okay, girl, you're like bipolar right now. Like, get it together.
Yeah.
I still don't like Layla with Jeff. They need to end that, and I think they officially did with Jeff now gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still like Layla on some different levels. Girl has talent. Mm-hmm. Not denying that whatsoever, but I don't like her behavior.
Yeah.
Very young.
Agree. Agree. Well, we tried to say that one of the bright spots was Gunnar having some fun.
That would be fun for most people.
Yeah.
Well, poor Gunnar though.
I know.
So what do you think? It's more than a one night stand now.
Well, okay. What I would have liked to see, I mean, first of all, he had some great, like, doomy hair. Like, after their romp and waking up the next morning, he had some really great sex hair, which is usually the girls, like, with the big hair and the, So
yeah,
give it
and
up
that
to
walk
his
of
hair.
shame,
Yeah. You know what I would have liked to have seen on this one is... This is probably going to sound terrible from me, but it's like I would have liked him to own the one night stand and just like the guys wanted kind of too, just be like, I relaxed, I just
hit it and quit it.
Yes.
In a very not brash way.
Yeah, especially because she was cool with it. Like, not that, I mean, that's what she was in for.
Not the opposite, the other way around.
Yeah, I didn't like it being the other way around because I think it just shows... It made Gunnar too, like, Pamsy for me. Yeah.
Desperate.
Yeah, and especially with Jeff gone, I need, I mean, there's always Deacon, but I love Gunnar, and I wanted him to just, I don't know, just kind of be more,
more manly.
Yeah, because the whole conversation when she's like, how'd you get my number? Oh, well, funny thing is I called blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, no.
See, and that's where I think they took this particular storyline too far. It's like, Gunnar, just have fun with your woman. A lot of guys would love that position. Not to, degrade men, but, like, a lot of men would actually like it. Be like, one night stand, woohoo, I'm done. But to see him keep picking at it, stalking her, getting like calling the crew numbers and getting her number, and just to like keep adding like, oh, finally, and even the earring, just like it's anything to show like desperation from him. And it's like that I didn't like. That was not fun to watch.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Like, Gunnar, you're too good for that.
Yeah. Then we find out it's not even her earring to be anyway,
and all she said was fun. She said fun twice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Come on, Gunnar.
They're not endgame. So I'm having a hard time even enjoying them together, even if it's for 2 nights now.
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. At least maybe if it was somebody that he got in some trouble with or had some, where we got to see a different side of him. But yeah, I mean, like the guy said, you're always the one that like, falls in love with the first person. I can't remember exactly how they worded it, but here's the
one.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. Like, there's nothing wrong with sensitive guys.
Right.
But it was to the point, a little too sensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving on, Gunnar.
But at least have fun.
Fun. Well, someone who's not having so much fun is Rayna dealing with, so she's getting attitude like
These
all
girls,
around.
I was like, and I don't get it, how Rayna's such a good person, such a feminist, well-spoken person, and to raise two brats. It's like, I get she's constantly traveling. Maybe sometimes she doesn't spend the proper amount of time that she should with from a mother to a child. But dang, those girls, what attitudes. I wanted to slap them both on the side of the heads.
Yeah, those mouths, there's no way. My mom would not have allowed that. Yeah.
Like, girl, get your life.
Yeah, and the size
You were
and the
my
huffing
child.
and the puffing.
I would not have any of that.
Yeah. So she's trying to take her phone away, take Maddie's phone away from, so that she can't.
Did.
Yeah, right. She did take it away because she got Daphne's later on. You're right. Trying to kind of squelch her.
See, and this was a missed opportunity because we also see Maddie and Colt now saying "I love you" to each other. Yeah. And then it would have been great if Rayna had Maddie's phone in her possession.
Yes.
Colt send that text, be like, "I love you," yada da da da. We also saw the shot where Maddie's writing in her notepad, "Maddie and Colt love," and all these hearts. Such a teenage girl. This would have been a perfect opportunity to Rayna just like beat that down, put out that fire before it got any worse.
And
They missed it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be that she was going to get the text, and it was going to be something more that alluded to the fact that they had sex, and I thought that was going to, which I guess could still happen because she does still have.
Oh, I cannot wait until that conversation.
Yeah, I'm ready for that one too.
That'll be fun.
But then that's going to be followed up by, I'm pregnant, but. We'll see.
Again, another juicy storyline.
So then, and besides her girls, she's even dealing with the issues with Marcus's attitude. So, how do you feel about Marcus being such a
He's a great artist.
handful?
As a person, high maintenance. Pushy, instant gratification. Someone obviously didn't let him know, hey, this is how the real world works. If you want to produce, that means you have to get and collaborate. You have to be open to new opportunities, new ideas, new creative ideas. You want to relabel yourself in a country genre rather than the rocker genre. You have to be open to trying different types of music. He didn't even want to hear that one song. He wanted to change. And then I felt like in this particular episode, because we saw, Rayna go to the side and talk to Daphne and then come back and they said, oh, Maddie performed the song. I felt like they cut a scene where they might have shot a scene where Maddie and Marcus actually sang together.
I would have liked to have seen that.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah, me
That
too.
would have been great.
Because I loved when they sang that song. So, I think it would have been great to hear. And I bet their voices would have blended well together as well. Yeah. I know, but we see poor Daphne's still having issues from the girls at school.
Yeah. Girls are mean.
Yeah,
girls
girls
are petty. I can't handle them.
Girls are mean, especially,
So over teenage girls. I never liked them when I was a teenage girl. I was like, I can't handle teenage girls.
I didn't either, and they are mean, and they do say hurtful things, and they're jealous, and they're it's not a fun time for a girl.
It all comes from insecurity. Yeah. That's what I tell everyone now. Now that I'm fortunately past my teenage years, it stems from insecurity. And jealousy and pettiness of the world.
And then they get their power in numbers, like where they had Daphne was by herself. And it's.
I feel bad for her, but I love how Rayna was like, you can't let that bother you because music is what you love. Don't let two petty girls ruin that. And change your, whole way of thinking on performing.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was sweet.
Yeah, I did too. And I think it's sad that I think we see that there's still Maddie and Daphne are just getting further and further apart.
Finally splitting them up, which is good. I mean, they're great together. But in a way, they are a few years apart, but that's a whole generational gap.
Yeah. It'd be hard to keep going with having such a big Yeah, and I think it really will help Maddie eventually probably come out on her own and then start her own career that she wants to be doing.
I did like Marcus's second version of that song. In the Name of Your Love. More ballad, very country-like.
I agree.
Like, yes.
He's got a great voice. Yeah.
Amazing voice.
Yeah, I am glad that they're keeping him around for a while. I think it'll be fun to see more stuff from him. We tried to find the song to play it tonight, but we didn't see it out there
I want to see if they have. Let us know if you guys know. I want to see if Maddie and Marcus actually did sing. If there's a version of those two actually singing that song, because that would have been amazing. Okay, what next? Producer, yeah. Marcus wanted Rayna to be his producer, and he was like so resilient to that, which was surprising. I was like, dude, you're the one who's asking her to be a producer. She's giving you suggestions, and you're not having it.
Let's talk about a little bit, too, how we had some reactions how he is with Rayna. You know, he comes right in her house, takes this food,
Making
opens the
himself
fridge.
at home.
Yeah.
Who does that?
And interesting to me that she kind of lets him, you know, as much as Rayna kind of puts her foot down on things, you know, it's like she kind of is interesting with the way she lets him work his way with her.
But I feel like Marcus is a character who's always gotten in his way, and no one has really had the guts to really stand up for what they want. It seems like Marcus has always been like, no, I don't like that, so everyone just goes to what and placates to Marcus. But Rayna's not going to have that. This is her own freaking label and her own money that she backed into Marcus. So I'm glad that she took that stand, be like, no, I'm calling producer right now, and I'm gonna help you because we need each other. It's a mutual partnership.
That was good. I enjoyed that conversation too, where because he tried to be like, oh, she was the one that needs him, and it was good because it brought him back down to earth a little bit, make him realize that, oh yeah, okay, I do need this, and I need support. Yeah,
I think it's great that Rayna has a strong male performer on her label. That'd be fun to listen to more songs of his.
Yeah, I agree.
Excited.
Well, somebody else that we got to hear sing tonight, finally, that we love seeing is Will.
Love him.
So great.
Awesome, and and the fact that he's getting back to performance, that's great.
Yeah, we were. This one teased us a bit because I was so happy to see him. Like, I thought he was finally going to just go full steam ahead with the career. Like, okay, he started out small. It was great. And then, I mean, Kevin, could he have been any better of a boyfriend who was like, okay, that's what you want to do? I mean, who can already see that they can have a very successful life together, just being songwriters, and they have Luke wanting to do their song, but he wants the song back. But I mean, and Kevin could have disagreed with Will on that, but Kevin being supportive was like, okay, if you want to be back out on the stage, if that's going to make you happy, I'll support you, and even finds him a place where he can go sing that night.
Yeah. And it's also what I love about Kevin is that he's very understanding. He knows what Will's going through. Granted, Will's in the proper public eye right now, but Kevin understands everything that Will's going through, and it's that empathy in a way. And what made it all the more surprising is that Kevin left at the end of that. What do you think of that? Did you find it as surprising as I did that Kevin was like, we're done?
Yes. I was shocked when he said we're,
What?
I thought that...
I think I'm more upset over that than I did Jeff falling over the edge.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. but I was extremely upset at that too. I mean, but I can get where he's coming from because they've been back and forth with this a couple times, and he's always been supportive, and I mean,
yeah, I get to the point where every time Will's at the point where of self-doubt. Granted, he's trying to rebuild his image, and now there's a whole different stigma on his image now. And I get every time Will performs or any type of country in any way is that there's self-doubt, and Kevin's like, you know what, I'm tired. I can understand where Kevin's coming from that like self-pity party that Will always throws when it comes to that point. So maybe an understanding boyfriend would be like, I can't handle every time you feel you get down on yourself.
Yeah, and he goes out there and he's already had like 6 beers and he's sitting there. It's like, it would have been one thing. I think it would have been one thing for him to be upset, and then they both go home together after the show, and they're at home and they're talking about it, and Will's is saying like, I'm struggling with dealing with this. They threw a guy up there in front.
Which was awkward.
Yeah, I mean,
that was awkward in a hard place for Will to come back, especially performing.
Yeah, and I think Will's justified in what's going through his head and what he's worried about, like, thinking that's all people will see him playing to now. And so, I mean, I think all that was just relevant, but it's like, talk through it. Don't just disappear and then
or don't
drink
just
and
get down on yourself because you now have a new demographic following you.
Right.
It's like, play to that demographic then. Shoot. Embrace it.
And
That's who you are.
I am bummed because I thought that's what we were gonna see. I thought when he turned around, he was processing it, and then he was gonna turn back around and just give into it and just have fun, because it was like, yeah, there was the guy, but there was also all these girls, and it doesn't matter, you know. It's like, still putting all, So I was really upset with that, just because I don't want to see him go back down this route, and I wanted to see them together, and wow, so much just destruction in this episode.
I know,
I tell
it didn't happen and end up on a happy note.
No.
With that, because Luke could have embraced it, but he didn't. And Kevin could have been supportive, but he wasn't. So, shoot. All right. Okay.
So another one down.
Upsetting.
So we're 0 for 4 already.
We are. Such a downer.
It was.
I need more coffee. Or no, I need wine.
I know, our water here is not drowning our sorrow. We need to drink like them this evening.
But Deacon and Scarlett.
Yeah, so we do have,
I'm over this Beverly story. I am so over it. What? And I think I said it last episode. When you kill someone off, they should be officially gone. No flashbacks, no memories, no actual performing. Oh, like she's still in the room. The spirit's still here. They're not dead. They're not dead. Beverly's been dead for like 2 episodes now, and we've seen her every episode since. It's like, what was her death was not as impactful as it should have been. And girl, she's just annoying.
And you know they're not going to bring Jeff back for me.
Kill her. See, and that's the thing with Jeff. He might have fallen off the edge, but we're going to be seeing flashbacks and crap of him.
I bet we don't. I bet we don't see any flashbacks of Jeff. That's going to make me even more mad, because now I've had 2 weeks of flashbacks of Beverly, but I'm going to get none of Jeff. But anyway, no, so they go back, they're packing up.
They're still in Natchez.
House, yeah.
They haven't left.
Right, yeah, exactly. And they find.
I shouldn't be yelling. I'm just so
We're
upset.
a little worked up tonight.
No, it was
I'm sure you guys from Twitter, I think everybody else out there is too, though. I don't think we're the only ones this evening struggling.
It's a very frustrating
But look,
episode.
we're all talking through it.
We are.
We're going to get through it together, right?
Out.
We're going to stay together. We're going to move forward.
But when you kill someone, don't keep bringing them back.
But Keaton wouldn't be happy that there was a real baby tonight, and the baby was super cute. So let's
was.
put that out there
Super
for Keaton
cute.
tonight.
I think that's the only positive thing of this episode. I was like, oh, look.
Cute baby.
Juliette and Avery's baby. How cute. All right.
There we found a positive.
There we go.
You knew it?
That one silver
there
lining.
But so they did discover that Beverly had been singing at this, at the, forget the name of the club.
But someplace.
I wrote it down, but anyway.
Landslide.
Yep, there you go.
It was after a song.
Yep.
I remember it's like, it's a song day.
And we find a little more that she actually has been, you know, we kind of had bashed her a few times, but we didn't know she was, we find out that she still was trying to pursue her career.
Yeah, Beverly.
How old do you think though? Yeah. Do you think that was really old though, that cassette and the letters that came back? Or
cassettes were like big in the 90s,
time, right?
early 2000s. And so I feel this has been maybe 15 years ago that like maybe Beverly kind of gave up. Because we saw those letters and everyone denying her and be like, we're returning your demo, which is just a little
and sad that she
punch
kept,
to the gut.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's sad that she kept them all the rejection letters still too. But but at least anyway, she was finding she had this whole new community that we didn't know about at
People
the
loved
landslide.
her at her hometown, which is good. I mean, maybe you can't be the big star in the big world, but you can be, you know, that big fish in your own little pond.
Right. And she at least was finding a way to get her love of music out there still and express herself. And
I was just very surprised that everyone at the landslide was like, we love her so much. They had a whole different perspective on Beverly than the audience, as the audience had on her.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. And I thought about that for a while because I was like, that was an interesting choice to make. But I think I actually like it now when I think about it more, because I'm like, I think it shows that sometimes I think what your family sees, sometimes like we're the meanest to our family, or or we show our family the true things that we're fighting with or that we're, you know, struggling with. And then other people can see.
Yeah.
Still see.
They all saw the talent of Beverly, and we all saw the drama behind closed doors of Beverly. Which, I mean, it's good to have people who saw Beverly in a positive light. So I'll give it that. And but that you knew how they were building it up with Scarlett and going through. I have to sing a song for Mama.
Yeah.
And I was gonna sing. That was such a downer of a song to end. She's like, my mom always sang with this song, or ended her performance. I was like, that's a sad song to end the show on. Really? That's her closing song every time? Last Curtain Call, that's what it was.
Song good name. Point.
I wrote in my notes, sad song to close to.
It really is, though. All right, have a good night. The producer's depressed.
But what do you think of Deacon now wanting ownership in this landslide?
Well, we knew even before we saw the trailer for the next for 2 weeks. The first thing we said, we're like, oh yeah, this can't be good. Deacon,
he's an alcoholic.
Oh yeah, like not a good idea for an alcoholic to
buy a
bar. Yeah, it's just knew it's not going to be a good idea, and it's understandable why Rayna's freaking out about it. Let's talk about the bad
sentimentality is there. Yes, rationality is not.
Yeah. No. Mention the bad edit, the cut that you thought was very dangerous at this point in the episode.
Such a bad edit. Okay. So we, the audience watching, we saw Juliet get up and walk drunkenly in a zigzag line outside of her her hotel room. And then they cut to, who was it, Jeff driving? Or no, Deacon's driving. No, that's
talking on the phone.
Deacon driving, talking on the phone and on his cell phone. I was like, oh no, what if Deacon hit drunk Juliet walking out on the street? That's a horrible cut.
Yeah.
That's a horrible edit.
Yeah, because we're like, no, this can't happen. Like, we're not going to have Deacon now just burying his sister and now hit Juliet with the car.
And then
that
hit
would be
another
like,
drunk.
No. Yeah. I mean, you think they wanted us to think that, though? You think that's why because they had to catch that. So you think for a second they wanted us to think that that's what was going to go on, right?
Got that.
Yeah,
I can't be the only one.
Yeah. I'm really surprised, speaking of the way they edit things, like, I'm surprised that they showed us last week Juliet on the edge.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for the preview.
Yeah, for the preview. Because,
I mean,
that's a pretty big...
That's the big thing. It could have been a dream or whatever, but to the point where she's literally on the edge of a building. Seeing her own badly graphic designed billboard.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was horrible.
They didn't need that, because that was too much, like...
New album,
shining in her face,
like she has a whole world and career literally in front of her, and she's literally gonna give that up and jump off the edge of a building.
Yeah. I think that billboard for me was actually distracting out of the moment. Because I think I would have rather just had just the focus on her face and what her eyes and what was going through. I think
they did those like zoom in, quick, distorted editing to show that she's not in the good mental state.
Yeah.
But girl, that typography on that graphic billboard was horrible. Okay. My ranting on that is over. But
I just think I would have liked...
I thought it was too contrived.
I think I would have liked for that to have been a surprise moment. Like, I think I would have liked to have been like, oh crap, is Deacon going to hit her with a car? And then, oh wait, no, she's out on a building. But the fact that we saw that last week was, I just think suspense-wise, it's like seeing too much for the movie trailer. I don't want to see too much. I want to go to the movie and still like be surprised by things, So I think a little less in the trailers.
Yeah, but we also saw Colt is out on his balcony and he's witnessing this whole thing.
Another drinker. We had everybody's drinking.
Everyone's drinking. They just drink their sorrows away. Yeah. There are other ways to deal with this. Other healthier alternatives. But Colt, okay, he's underage already drinking.
I mean, I thought he might sneak a glass or two. I didn't expect him to grab the whole entire bottle and take it.
I can't wait till he explains what he was doing on the roof, witnessing all that, and they're like, were you drunk? But I don't think that'll even bring that up. No. Maybe. But they're going to find out that Colt was a witness.
And he drank that whole bottle, and when his dad hugs him, this is close, he didn't... I'm tired.
I'm tired. He doesn't pick that up. I don't know.
are they doing to us tonight? Oh, we have
This
10.
was-
We have 10 minutes left.
No,
10 minutes left.
This was such a frustrating episode. With
Sorry, guys. We're
everybody.
just struggling here. I mean,
It was so frustrating. It's like, I guess we can only go up from here.
yeah. I mean,
Because everyone's just like, pff,
they were all
rock
downers.
bottom. Rock bottom.
I mean, the sisters were arguing. Everybody.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess.
I think one of the only good things that came from it was "In the Name of Your Love," the ballad version.
That was beautiful.
It was excellent.
Well, yeah.
I like
really, really good.
I like Will's song he performed. I even liked Scarlett's sad downer of a closing song, but it was still good.
And it was interesting how they mixed her voice and her mom's voice. It was
Interesting edits, cinematography
Yeah.
wise, they had that, but they brought Beverly back.
Yeah, exactly.
She's supposed to be dead.
Well, we did have a new development too, is that we did have Gabriella go ahead and get it on with Luke.
Is this the first time or the second time? It feels like they've been
First.
sleeping a lot together. They're always flirting with each other.
Yeah, they haven't slept together. We saw him with a woman, but that was when we were trying to figure out if it was her, but it wasn't. I think it was just random.
But we saw
on
that coming.
Yeah.
That wasn't
yeah, we definitely
surprising. That
know.
was inevitable.
Yeah, we did know that one was coming. Come on, I'm just trying to come up with
I
some
know.
positives.
No. I
Luke
think
got
I
a
put,
little
like,
action.
N-O in big caps for Gabrielle and Luke, and then yeah, and then Layla and Jeff a big no. That's not good.
All right. Well, I'm going to go back to just really enjoying Gunnar's doomy hair because
Yes,
his hair was huge. We're going to end on a positive note.
And-
His hair was huge, beautiful.
Yeah, his hair was
Wild,
huge.
crazy.
They're cutting Scarlett's hair, or she's cutting her.
Yeah.
Finally, girls'
Oh,
hair.
yeah. The girls on the panel will be happy about that in 2 weeks. Those girls
Her
wanted
hair
that.
is way too freaking long. She needs to cut that weave.
All right. She's getting a haircut. New things are coming in 2 weeks, so we can
Yep.
look forward to that.
Yep.
All right. Well.
Prediction.
Oh, yeah. No news and gossip other than the CMAs will be fun.
Yes.
Next week, so everybody tune into those. Get your little country fix.
I'm so
For-
excited. I listen to country music obsessively. I'm so excited.
Carrie Underwood, and I think it was announced she's going to be dropping the ball with Ryan Seacrest this New Year's Eve too, right?
Oh, is she?
I believe I saw that on Twitter, so that could be
I
fun.
know she's performing
also,
on Stagecoach.
here we go.
So,
All right,
There we go.
all right. Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
What do you think, Missy?
well, they say in the previews they're covering up Jeff's
Yeah.
death, his fall, making it look like a suicide, where we know that's not true. And which, in a way, that's kind of karma, because Jeff always changes the press and twists it around to make it sound like what he wants to say. And now everyone's changing it on Jeff's story to make it sound like what they want to say. What? I think I still want to. Ooh. Okay. Colt. Luke is going to find out Colt and Maddie slept together. He's gonna tell Rayna. Rayna's gonna go ape shite on Maddie. Lord knows what's gonna happen. Maddie's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna take more than that cell phone away. I don't know. Send her off somewhere. Military school. I don't know. That's a bit too extreme. But yeah, Maddie's getting pregnant. I can't wait till that happens.
I'm still sticking with that one too.
Yeah, I
she's
can't wait
definitely
till that
getting
happens.
preggers
Because she needs that. She needs something to slap her in the
She
face. in
does.
life.
I think they've been building up their attitudes too much, like the girls and stuff. But there's definitely got to be something to
Some real, natural worldly thing that would like maybe snap her back into reality.
and it's gotta. I think they're gonna go through probably having an abortion, and I know, but I think they're gonna have Rayna and her have to try to deal with that together. Yeah, I think so. I think there'll be some serious issues with the family and the girls and bringing them all. Because I think something has to happen. I don't think you could just have these two teenagers being angry and angst all episodes. So I think something big has to happen with that. Unless she doesn't get pregnant and her and Colt. But I mean, if they just run off, I mean, something has to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll stick with the pregnant one. I think starting with your the cover up, I think that is going to piss Layla off because she's going to be furious that that's not what happened, and she's going to be furious that he died because of Juliet, because she threw that tantrum this week.
Yep.
So I think that's going to ignite that even more. So I think there is going to be a giant blow up between Layla and Juliet, and I think Layla's going to like bring her down.
But do you think, because the tables are turning, do you think everyone's going to be on Layla's side and actually root for her, and her career goes up while Juliet's goes down?
It could be. I think something's gotta. I still think Juliet's probably gonna go get into rehab, because I don't think this will just.
Yeah, definitely rehab.
So I think she.
A lot
might
of people are speculating
finally admit.
that they're gonna kill Juliet. I don't think that's gonna happen. She's
no
too
way.
big of a character in the show to kill her off. But
yeah, you can't lose her, because you need
can't
that.
lose Juliet.
And she's the best one
She's the
against
crazy.
Rayna, too.
Yeah,
You don't have anybody. Yeah.
She's the crazy that we
Yeah.
all love, so they're not going to kill her off.
No.
But we're not going to see her for a while. She's. Yeah. All right.
Well, I think that's about it, right?
Woo.
Okay.
What an episode.
Yes, it
We
was.
made it.
We
We
did.
made it, guys.
It is warm in here, isn't it?
Like a cat.
Now I could go cry myself to sleep tonight. Oliver,
don't do that.
Please help me. All right. Where can everybody follow you at?
You can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens, and Jurgens JJ on Instagram, although I'm going to be going dark for a while out of mourning for Jeff.
She's going to be crying. You can already check out our Twitters to see how distraught she is.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us again. Please write us. We have 2 weeks here. We would love to hear what you guys think about this episode.
Too much.
Yep. All right. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.